Hey guys, it is What You Cookin' Wednesday. So today I am making a recipe out of the brand new Season's Best. It is called Stovetop Stuffed Peppers, and I'm going to make it using the new meatloaf meal mix. So I'm using turkey. You can use ground beef, whatever ground meat you like. So I have my turkey in here. I do like some chopped up onions, so I chopped up an onion and added that, but you don't have to. I'm sure it would be fine. We made this once before, it was delicious. Okay, so this is the meatloaf meal mix. If you are using it for meatloaf, meatballs, any of that kind of stuff, the breadcrumbs are already in here along with the seasoning. Okay, so I'm just going to use my kitchen shears. We're gonna open the package. We're gonna dump everything in here. And what I love about this recipe is you do not have to pre-cook the meat or the vegetables or anything like that. It all cooks at the same time in the skillet. So I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, and then we're gonna add some rice. I really think you could use whatever grain you wanted, but I already cooked some rice. Oh, and we're going to add 1 cup of broth. So if you're doing beef, you might want beef broth. I just use chicken because I'm doing turkey, so we're gonna dump this in. Okay, and then I'm going to add, this is probably 3 cups because it was 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of water. So you can add 2 cups of rice, and I'm just gonna add half of this, and then if anybody wants rice on the side, they can have that. All right, so here's everything in my bowl, and I'm just gonna set this up on the stand mixer. You guys know how much I love to touch the chopped meat, so anything I can do to not have to stick my hands in there makes me very happy. All right, we're gonna set this on mix, and we're gonna turn the time down to 45 seconds. You do not want to overmix your chopped meat. You actually can overmix your chopped meat. And I'm just gonna hit start, and we're gonna let that do its thing. Okay. So while, gosh, you're so far away from me. Hold on a second. Okay, hopefully you can still hear me over the mixer. So while that's going, I am going to take the seeds out of my pepper. I've already done a couple. You can see I did this one. These I already cut in half. So you need 4 to 5 peppers depending on how much meat and rice and whatever mix-ins you put and how big your peppers are. So this here is the new pepper corer. Okay, this is my favorite new gadget. All right, now I can bring you a little closer. Better. So this piece sits right in here for storage. It just twists and it locks, and then you just untwist it, pull it out. This side is good for jalapeno peppers, the little mini peppers, and it's got a scoop here. This is a little bit serrated also, so you can go and take all the seeds out of your cucumbers, your zucchini. If it's big, you can use this side also. So this is the side I'm gonna use today. You can see this edge is also serrated, and it fits right over the top of your pepper. So you're just going to place this right over the stem, and you're just gonna give it a twist. You're gonna be gentle so that you don't smash your pepper, because I already did that once. And then this is gonna go all the way in, so you just keep twisting, and it's going to pull everything out of the middle. If you still have some veins or seeds or anything, then you can take this piece and you can just go right inside and finish scraping the rest of that out. So if you're doing a traditional stuffed pepper recipe where you want the pepper to be in one piece and you're just going to put the meat right in here and you're gonna bake it in the oven, this is amazing, okay? $12, guys, like $12. And I mean, you could see how nice this came out. I would never get this with a knife. It's very difficult to do. Okay, so we're gonna cut this in half, and we're gonna cut this one in half, And then we're gonna stuff these peppers. We're not gonna pre-cook the meat or anything. We're just gonna stuff these peppers. This one has seed sprouting in it. Okay, let me grab this. All right, sorry, I'm just trying not to get chopped meat all over the place, so I want to just get this beater in the sink. I like them when I'm done. This is one of the few things that I do not enjoy the prep work on it, because I really do not like sticking my hands in the chopped meat. Okay, look how beautiful that is. All right, 45 seconds with the stand mixer. I love that it shut itself off, so I didn't have to watch it. Okay, so now you're gonna take your scoop and you're gonna fill each one of your peppers. I love doing this with a scoop because you can really, you really have to smash it in if you're using your hands, and this is just so much easier. Okay, and then we're gonna do the next one. All right, so I'm gonna finish these, but let's bring this one over to my skillet because I wanna put this in there and I wanna show you what's going on in there. Okay, so let's take a field trip. Come over here. Now, before you start your peppers, you're going to add some tomato sauce and some beef broth or chicken broth, whatever you want, into your skillet that you're using. This is the 4.5 quart stainless steel saute pan. So it's a 12-inch skillet, and it's got these, it's nice and deep and plenty of room. Okay, so I had a whole bunch of garden tomatoes and I wanted to just use those. So I've just been cooking these tomatoes and added some basil. You can use whatever tomato sauce you want. Use the beef broth if you're trying to take a shortcut. Okay, you do not have to make sauce to make this recipe. But I do want to show you something super fun, is if you are using some fresh basil, because I probably will take some and sprinkle it on top after my peppers are done cooking. So here's my bunch of basil leaves. If you take these and you roll them up like this, I'm going to show you a hack, because when you cut basil with a knife, it tends to bruise, especially if it's a stainless steel knife. If using a ceramic knife, it's not so bad, but you can take your kitchen shears after you roll up your basil, and you can just snip your basil like this right into the pot. So you're not smashing it, you're just cutting it, and it is all chopped up. I love the herb mill, but I find that with big basil leaves, it doesn't work so well because they don't fall down into the grinder part. They just kind of bridge in there, and then it's very difficult to get them to go down. Okay, so here, look at my beautiful basil. Look how easy that was. Right, and it didn't turn black, and I didn't lose any of it. So I'm just gonna stir this in. And then you're just going to take all of your peppers that you filled with that chopped meat. You're gonna put them right in the sauce, put the lid on, and you're going to let it simmer for 45 to 50 minutes. When it's done, I'm gonna take a picture. You can grate some cheese to sprinkle on at the very end. Don't put the cheese on in the beginning. Put the cheese on at the end when they're mostly cooked, otherwise it's just gonna run off the top. You can put some fresh herbs on top. You can do some sour cream and some green onions. Like, the possibilities are endless. So, and use whatever seasonings you want. There really isn't a lot in the meatloaf is very generic. That's what I'm trying to say. Not that it doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it's very generic. So you can make it Italian, you can make it Southwest, and that meatloaf mix is still gonna work great. Okay, so I'm gonna take a picture when I'm all done. If you want the recipe though, let me know and I will send it to you. I hope I'm going to see all of you at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm going to be doing an overview of all the new fall products. We're gonna do some speed shopping. I have a fundraiser open for my local food pantry that I have to close by Friday. So this is like my last push to get them some extra funds on there. So I hope you'll come back and join me at 8 o'clock when I come back live. And then we'll talk about all the new stuff that just launched. All right, have a great evening. Tell me what you're cooking for dinner.